Andy, that's a really good Nationals offense. What did you like about Robert Stock and how he bounced back after the last outing?
Yeah, I thought in the strike zone, pretty much most of the time for him, it's like we said before the game, it's really good stuff. So if he gets it in the zone, he has quite a bit of success. Really solid 4 innings, felt in the fifth, kind of tired a little bit right there, but really can't ask for much more from him. It was a really good outing.
Jared Young just keeps hitting another home run tonight. He's been pretty consistent all year, and I know that you've always been a fan, but over this last month has really seemingly taken it to another level. For you, when he's doing something like this, what makes him such an effective offensive player?
He knows what he's good at, and he stays consistent with it. He doesn't vary. Look, he's going to chase from time to time because hitting's hard, but he stays with his strengths. And when he stays committed to that, he has a ton of strengths offensively. I thought over the last month he's really hung in on lefties better, which is easier and easier to give him some starts against lefties. He's had good at-bats, and you look up, and he's sitting at a 780 OPS now and deserves a lot of credit for how hard he's worked to get this opportunity, and he's taken advantage of it.
Bill?
Andrew Alvarez had his way the first 5 innings, but you were able to get to him in the sixth. First of all, how happy were you to see him out of there, and then you were able to get to him in the sixth?
Yeah, the Lindor homer was huge for us. It brought us to life. Love the resilience there. I know there's a play he wanted to make in the field that wasn't made, and just like when that stuff happens and you come back and you deliver a blow offensively, that's huge for the team. It's huge for morale. Also, like, you have to tip your cap to Bo. He struck out in a world where most guys in the game today just take their helmet off and put their bat down and walk back to the dugout or get their glove, and he busted it to first base, beat that out, extended that inning. That's how the game changed. It changed on a home run swing, and it changed on a guy playing the game the right way. And so Bo deserves a ton of credit for that. He drives in a run later in the game. That's what people will remember more of. But from a team perspective, like, flying down the line to beat that out was huge.
Andrew?
Obviously a great performance from the bullpen overall. Kind of what stood out to you in particular, whether it was Nate, with those 2 big outs, Kodai on four days, Duarte big inning, and obviously Pintaro with its first career win.
Yeah, I think excited for all of them. What Nate has done in a short time here is entered dicey situation after dicey situation and gotten big outs for us. He comes in, it's harder than it looks too, because you have an elite base stealer at second base, and he was able to control that and get 2 quick outs for us. So a lot of credit to him. Early on in the big league career, he just keeps a low pulse rate and goes out there and does what he does. And then Pinto gave us 2 huge innings, and that was, I think, like, when you think about his journey from indie ball and getting picked up last year, our scouts doing a nice job finding him coming through our development system, and now he's won a baseball game in the big leagues. That's pretty impressive, and it's impressive to the scouting group that they found a guy that was an indie ball. We got a couple of them out there right now in the bullpen that didn't come the conventional route, but they came because our scouts are grinding, and Pinto deserves a lot of credit for what he's done, and I think Duarte's just been sensational.
Dan?
You get a sense that Kodai is kind of embracing this opportunity.
Yeah, I didn't see Michael Jackson. If you'd asked me what I was guessing his song to be, I wasn't going to think Beat It, but I liked it. I think everybody did. I'm sure there's more of an opinion on Twitter than I know about, but I liked it, so that's all that really matters. He's done a good job. He's attacked hitters, filled up the strike zone, and excited to see him in that role and continue to pitch in leverage situations. It won't always be the ninth, but those are valuable outs, and he's going to keep getting them for us.
There's kind of a mentality that closers have, even if he's not going to be a traditional closer. But do you see that from him, that he has that within him?
Yeah, I don't see an ounce of fear in the situation. I see somebody attacking the situation, and that's kind of what you're looking for. You want their stuff to play like their stuff can play, and that's happened. That forkball in that game, that is not an easy guy to strike out. I know there's not much known about him across the game right now. You have to put that forkball on the plate to get that strikeout, and he did it, and that's impressive.
Bill?
That was my next question. Is Senga your closer, and what impresses you the most about him?
he'll continue to get those opportunities. I do think there will be times where we flip it and pitch him in the 8th inning because he matches up really well at the right point in time. But he's going to continue to get kind of the high leverage opportunities. And like I just said, he's really controlled his pulse rate. He's throwing plus stuff out there.
Abby.
What song would you have expected for him?
I don't know. That's a great question. I'll let somebody else come up with that.
How did you decide the music?
登場曲はどうやって決めたんですか？久しぶりに聴いていいなと思ったので買いました。I just heard it for the first time in a while and thought, oh, that's a great song.
How do you think it landed with the fans?
ファンに、どんな感じだったと思います？受け入れられ方というか。周り見る余裕はなかったけど、みんな知らないわけない曲だから、盛り上がってくれたら嬉しいなと思います。I didn't have the capacity to look around and see what the reactions of the fans were like, but obviously, super famous song, everybody knows it, so if everybody was on board with it and liked it, it's great.
Keep it.
続けますか、あれで。みんなのチームメイトの評判が良ければ。If all the boys in the clubhouse like it, then yeah.
How do you like pitching in the 9th inning?
9回投げるのいかがですか？準備が分かりやすいというか、自分のタイミングで準備できるし、前回みたいにいつ行くか分からない、何人か分からないとかよりは、すごいやりやすい状況かなと思います。Yeah, it's certainly easier to prepare, knowing that going later in the game. Easier to prepare, easier to get ready and warm up, especially compared to the situation I was in previously.
What is it like during the game? Like, is there a certain point you recognize I may be needed in the 8th and 9th inning and start to get ready?
試合中どんな感じなんですかと。試合中、この展開だったらあるなとか思うのか、どういう心境で試合見てますか？打順見たり、8回にしてバタついてもっていうところに対して準備できるような状態で、彼の心は持っていっているような状況かなと思います。Just always physically and mentally prepared, depending on the situation, who's coming up to bat, who's going into the game, if they struggle a little bit, just trying to be prepared for anything that comes.
Do you feel like you've gotten any more comfortable just with the lack of days in between outings as far as obviously being a starter, having those 4 days, and now it could be 1 day, 2 days to prepare for your next outing?
先発の時と違って、間が短いっていうのは少し慣れてきましたか？連投したことないのでわからないけど、準備はちゃんとできているかなと思います。Haven't thrown back to back yet, so hard to say, but I think I'm well prepared for it.
Is that something that you want to do sooner rather than later? That test?
早いうちに連投したいと思ってますか？どっちもない。When the situation comes, it comes.
How is the adrenaline different in this role than as a starter? Is there more adrenaline or less? Is it, different feeling of excitement when you're running out in the 9th with a tight score?
先発の時に比べてアドレナリンの出方は違いますか？もっとなのか先発の方がなのか。アドレナリンなのか慣れてないのかがまだ分かってないっていうのが自分の中の正直なとこかなとメンタリティーには思うし、大きな違いはあるなと思います。
To be honest, I can't tell if it's the difference in adrenaline or just not being used to coming out of the bullpen. But certainly it is different.
After you hit the batter in that inning, kind of where's your mindset at that point, as the tying run comes to play?
一番バッターデッドボールで出塁させてしまった時の、その次の攻め方であったりとかそこら辺の考え方いかがでしたか？ホームラン以外はというふうに点差もあったのでホームラン以外はってところと、三振取ろうかなとマウンドにいたかなと思います。
Obviously, we had a decent size lead, the 3-run lead right there. So anything but a homer was going to get us out of it. Was out there. Thought, try to strike him out.
Jonathan, after where you were not all that long ago, what does it mean to get a big league win?
It's amazing. I mean, this is everything every baseball player ever dreams of, and just being able to go out there and compete and give everything I have for my teammates it's amazing.
What were you able to do so well against that potent of a lineup tonight?
Mainly is just try to get everything, cutters up and in, sinkers down and away from lefties, and just command the zone, throw my stuff in the zone, and when I do that, it's good things.
Jonathan, how much do you, and I mean, essentially the entire new remade bullpen, how much do you guys look at this as a real opportunity here these last 6 weeks of the season to prove what you can do?
Pretty much all we want to do is we want to go out there and compete. Just do everything we can to show the world that we deserve this chance and that we have a great opportunity here just to compete and help our teammates do everything they can to get the wins.
You've been shuttled up and down a number of times this year. Is there anything that you learned from just early in the season to now that you kind of carried with you into the performance that you had today?
Mainly all I try to do and everything they tell me to do is just go out there and throw strikes. My stuff works. As long as I keep it in zone, good things happen, and that's when I get those opportunities to come back up.
Did you get anything from tonight, keepsake at all?
No, I haven't yet, no.
Were you pretty focused between innings, or did you know that you were the pitcher of record on the hook for the win?
I was pretty focused. I mean, he told me when I came back in after the first inning, he said, "Hey, keep going." I said, "Yes, sir." And I just went and sat down and was relaxing until it was my turn to go back out there.
What does it mean to you to have that trust from the manager?
It means a lot. I love Andy. He's been great with me, and all he tells me to do is just compete, just throw strikes, and good things happen.
A lot of guys on the staff have taken a long road to get here. Does that help build the bond between you guys, either in the bullpen or just in the locker room in general among the pitchers?
Yeah, so I mean, like all of us, like me, Jeffrey, and Lav, we've all had our fair share of injuries and long roads to get where we are now. So I mean, I feel like that's helped us get really close this year, and just being in AAA with all of them, I feel like our bullpen's really close right now.